Hello fellow modelers and styling fanatics, welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is doing fine and enjoys the hobby. Concrete Banker is back again today with another one of its notorious episodes. On today's episode, guys, we are putting a mega episode out. As usual, things escalated quickly and I have keep building and building, putting stuff together and doing that, doing the other. Oh, let's not wrap this episode here, let's keep going on, and we have another mega episode, but we have a final on this episode. So on today's episode I am wrapping up the wheeled vehicles in military use group build, a group build that my friend Marcus and my friend Joachim host. It is our annual group build. Those guys always pick interesting topics and they always text me if I wanna jump in, and I always do. I really enjoy their group builds. I really I am looking forward for the next year's one. Imagine that. So I will leave links to their channels in my description below, guys. Anyway, that is that. I urge you to go and check them out. I don't want to bore you any longer. So in this episode, me and Past George have managed to put together our little vignette. We have painted a figure, at least with my skills, with my current skills. We have created a base and we have finalized the vignette, all in one mega episode, as I've said. So there's nothing further for me to note. You guys grab a seat, make yourselves comfortable, crack the mandatory cold one or your preferred hot brew, and let's see what me and Past George have in stock for you guys in today's episode. Sorry guys, I haven't seen you there. Do you know of any cool Facebook group that I can see some builds and get inspired? I'm still searching, but I couldn't find anything. Really? You couldn't find anything? Hold my brew. Okay. You wanna find a group with many builds, easy going, no rivet counting and stuff like that. You wanna post your work over there. You wanna see others' work getting posted and not ripped. Armor Alarm is your group. Friendly environment and all the things I have said above. Go there, check them out, and you check it out, and you will remember me. Well guys, welcome back to what it looks to be part 2 of our vehicles in under military use group build. And as I've said in my previous episode, for no apparent reason, I will dedicate this episode onto the figure for the Zundapp bike, onto our easy ride. Probably I am doing this mostly for myself in order to be a little bit more meticulous, just to help me do a better job with figures. but that now you're gonna say me that that's none of your concern, but since you are here and you are watching my video, you are trapped in here with me. So what do we have here? Over here we have all the parts for our Easy Rider according to the Tamiya instructions. We have the guy, its trench coat, his right arm, his left arm. Look, and over here I am obligated to say that this is a flesh wound and we're gonna call it a draw. We have his Car 98 rifle. This thing, which if I am not mistaken is the gas mask pouch, his goggles that flew over there, his helmet and his binoculars. Now, what I am going to do, first things first, I am going to clean up all this mess, clean up, remove seam lines, etc, etc. This is going to be the basics, to remove seam lines and stuff like that, clean up the figure properly. Let me give you a closer look so you can understand what I am saying. You all know what I am saying, but let's make this video unnecessarily long. Let's see. Now, let's grab his hand. Okay, it won't focus. Let's help it focus. Of course, and I am not prepared, but it is what it is. Will it focus now? There you have it. You see there is the same line running all over his clothes to his thumb. So we need to take extra care of that seam line, and not only that seam line, every seam line in a figure. That's the basics for every figure painter. Take your time, make your figure better. So I am going to clean all these things up. To do my best to clean all these things up, and as I do that, I am going to find a reference photo from an actual bike rider of that era, so I can see if I can add some more stuff to spice him up or improve him. And when I say some more stuff, I am talking about gear, etc, etc. Let's continue with our work on the figure. I have cleaned the parts, his hands, etc, etc. His gear, they are all located inside here, but we are gonna use them later. For the time being, what I am going to glue together is his trench coat, and you're gonna see why. Let's test fit it first. As you can see over here, it will create a weird fold that I am going to sand it down. Over here it's gonna be a little bit better, but he will probably need some filling here at the back. Anyway, there is no reason for us to discuss it further. That's if I won't glue it together, we will not be able to see if it's going to create a gap or anything. Let's give him his trench coat, because right now he has a hole in his crack, and the problem is not the hole in his crack, the problem is that this hole is huge. There you go, buddy. I am trying to line it up as best as I can. I feel his pain. Okay. Am I happy with his position here? With the position of his trench coat here? Yeah, I am kinda happy. So, as you probably can see, we need to take care of that seam line here and of that one over here and do some filling here. Of course I am going to do that off camera, and now we will move on to our next thing that we are going to try to, improve. So this guy, our lazy rider, has his goggles on his helmet, and there is no strap on that goggles, and we are going to try to replicate the strap on that goggles. Now I'm not gonna do that on camera, of course, mainly because of your and my sanity reasons, to keep my sanity and your sanity as well. But I am gonna tell you how I am planning to do that after I place the goggles in their position. And where they are supposed to be at. Okay, looks good enough. As you can see, I have laid down a strip of masking tape on top of my cutting mat. This is what I am going to use to replicate the strap that will go around his helmet to keep the goggles in place. And of course I am going to do that off camera, guys, because there's gonna be much cursing. I'm gonna definitely fill the cursing jar, the curse jar, and because there is gonna be much trial and error. Okay guys, update, job done. Let me give you a closer look. Here is his seam, almost disappeared. Primer is gonna fill the small gaps. Almost disappeared from here as well. And I have also filled his gap with epoxy putty over here at the back. So apart that, I have also made a strap for his goggles. I'm gonna glue the goggles on his the helmet on his head, so we can have a better look on the strap and the goggles. There we have it. Okay, so you can see there is a missing strap. Hopefully the detail is nice, at least for the time being. That's what my skills allow me to do, and I have to tell you that I have nailed it after 2 attempts. Was really weird for me. So now what we need to do, we need to grab our bike, keep it handy, keep it handy, keep it around, put him on a blob of glue tack, and now we need to grab his hand to position them on the bike, his hands. So first we're gonna say that it is a draw. Okay, first we're gonna attach his right hand, right as I see it. This is his left hand, but we're gonna start with this one. Okay. So let's make sure that he's holding the bike there. Okay, how are we gonna do this? So I need to secure the guy and the bike in place. That's why I have blobs of blue tack around my bench. So we place him over this blob, and we need to place the bike over another blob. Yeah. And we need to make sure that the blobs are even. There. And now we need to attach his other hand. So, let's see. Yeah, okay. I am stupid, I can still move it for a little while. And there we have him, I think. Sorry guys, I am doing some adjustments, no, not attachments, sorry, to make sure that he's firmly holding the bike. And looks like we're almost there. I have, of course, and I have to fill a gap over here at his left arm, at his right arm, and maybe a small gap onto his left arm as well. So I am going to leave him as he is for the time being, you know, to leave the whole assembly still, to hold it still until he cures properly. Then I am going to remove the bike and I am going to fill the gaps. So the guy is glued and ready, quote unquote ready. When I say ready, I mean that he is, you know, the gaps are filled. He is exactly positioned as I want him to be. Now he's still missing his car rifle. This will of course be placed later. He's also missing his gas mask thingy, you know, his gas mask pouch and the binoculars. Those are parts that will also go later, will also be attached later, you know. I will paint them separately, and I will make straps for those as well, and as I've said, I will add them later. Now, what's left for me to do? The only thing left is for me to apply, to start applying paint on him. I will do it with the usual way I do it, so I can have, you know, I can show you the way I do it, and I can have, you know, a starting point, because when I say starting point, I mean that I can have a point of reference to see how much I have improved, because I am planning to do more and more figures in the future, and I want to set this guy as a starting point, you know. I will try different techniques in the future, I will try different stuff, and I want to see how my skills on painting figures evolved. Okay guys, we have an update. Let's take a closer look at our Easy Rider figure. Here it is how he looks at the time being. I hope that my camera can catch the difference, the different shades between his, that are located on his trench coat. I think that this is a great angle, so you can understand what I have done. So now let me explain. Let's grab a pointer. Okay, and let's start. I'm gonna start from the easy and plain parts first. Okay, boots and pouches, ammo pouches, painted only with where is it? Give me a moment guys, as always I am unorganized. Yeah, there it is. Painted with Vallejo 71057 black, and that's all, just a simple coat of black. The leather strap for his Car 98 rifle. Let's see if my camera can focus. Yeah, of course not. Okay, you can take my word about it. The leather strap is once again Vallejo Panzerese 312 leather belt. The buckle on his leather strap and buttons and the belt buckle are painted with gunmetal 71072. And now we move on to the segment that took me more time to do, which is none other than his trench coat. First of all, of course, and I didn't have the proper green in my disposal, so I opted for whatever I had, you know, clothes. And I have made I have took the decision to base coat him with Russian uniform 70.924. So I gave him a base coat of this color, and then I have diluted this color with US Desert Armor 686 with color number 71122, almost 3 to 4 4:1 ratio, and I have applied highlights, not highlights, I have mixed these paints, both of these points 4:1 ratio. I have diluted them, and then I have glazed certain areas, the highlighted areas. And I mean, when I say highlighted areas, I mean the folds on his uniform over here, here and here. And I have continuing glazing, giving those places thin layers of diluted color. I gave him 4 to 5 thin layers, so I can have this subtle difference. As you can see, in between the creases of the fabric, I have kept the base coat, the Russian uniform, and I was then painting and give him more coats of paint onto the raised parts of the fabric. And as I was on the final steps, as I was proceeding, I was applying paint in a more smaller portion of the fabric. I have made artificial highlights, and this is how he looks like. The effect is pretty interesting, and I think that it is working nicely. If I had a better sculpted figure, I would have done an even better job, I believe. Now I am going to move on to the flesh, faces and hands. Okay guys, news flash. From what I can understand and from my current skills, I have finished with this guy for the time being. I have finished. It needs a little bit tweaking here and there, but this will be done just before he finds his way onto the base, together with the bike as well. So what I have done in my absence, let's see if I can give you a closer look at his face. Yeah, that should be good enough. So I have painted his face. I have tried my best. I have base coated his face with Panzerace's 341 flesh base, then highlighted with Panzerace's 342 highlight flesh, and then I have gave it multiple glazes, filters with the base coat. Apart from that, I have used for the white of our eyes. This is white, 70.951, and for his pupils I have opted for black, 71.057. Apart that, I have painted the car rifle on his back with a combination of 311 Panzerace's new wood and gunmetal, of course, 71.072. So let's move the paints aside, and that's everything I have done onto him. And I then moved onto his helmet. For the strap on his helmet, leather base, leather belt, Vallejo 312. His helmet itself is I forgot the color, the name of the color. Give me a moment, guys. Not black. No. I am searching it as we speak. Of course, and I am organized. What did you expected? It is Panzer Dark Grey. Now I found it. 71056. So for the lenses, I have chosen chrome. I don't know why. Anyway, and the remaining of his goggle is black. So here is how our guy is looking for. Not is looking for. This is how our guy is looking. And now let's move on to our next step. Our next step, let's zoom out a bit. Our next step, guys, will be the creation of the vignette. So I jumped ahead a little bit, created this small pedestal base, whatever you wanna call it, and as soon as I have created it, I started to think about a plan, about what I wanna depict here. So our guy, of course, is the driver of the Zundapp, and I am gonna just place him over here. Of course, and this is not the final position, this is a crude mock-up. So I'm gonna place him over here. He's gonna hold his bike. Obviously he's gonna be on the road. This will be the edge of the road, just to give him a curve. And he's going to look at a sign of some sorts, Imagine a sign over here somewhere, just imagine it. So he can find his way between fortified positions, German fortified position, in order to relay message or orders. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. I don't know how realistic it is. If not, you guys, if it's not realistic, please you guys tell me in the comments. I just made this out of my mind, and this is how I am going to proceed. So what I need to do right now, of course, and I am going to move the bike and our driver out of place, and I am going to start working onto the base. I am going to make this smaller embankment, just to give the base height and more interest. Gonna glue it over there and start working on with the ground. Start working onto the groundwork. I am opting to do a mud road, a dirty mud road, and of course scratch building a pair of signs. Well, as usual, things escalated quickly, and here we are, guys. Our base is almost ready. I have to say it is 90% ready. I have been staring at it for at least 45 minutes now, trying to decide if I want to do anything more to it. And I think that that's enough. I think that that's a good point to wrap the build up. Now let me explain you what exactly I have done. So base, as usual, is foam, blue foam in the middle. The core of the base is blue foam, this stuff, the typical blue insulation foam. I scavenge it whenever I can, whenever I find a piece, I instantly grab it for diorama purposes, and the rest of it is enclosed in chipboard, high density chipboard. That's how I am going to call it. That's the thing, that it is I think that it is called that way. Simple as that. Hot glued everything in place. The surrounding, I mean, painted it with black acrylics, dollar store ones, like this one, and that's that. So, apart that, on top of the base, I have laid some Vallejo earth texture, because as I've said multiple times, I want this thing to finish, mainly because I want to finish it, and because I have plans to make my own concoction. So I laid this one, I laid the earth texture on top, and then I have done some, wheel markings to indicate that this road is being used. I then grabbed a piece of plastic, not tube, a plastic rod. Let me give you a closer look. Let me grab it. This thing, I have plugged it on the earth, on the foam board, glued it on there, and then I have made these two signs, right for Minsk, left for Moscow. Just two regions that came to my mind. I was searching for two regions that are close by. Rob, my friend, helped me because I suck in geography, and he gave me some examples. I kept this one because of reasons unknown, mainly because it suited my the season. I wanted to depict a muddy road. Moscow campaign had, except snow, had Russian campaign, except snow had mud, so win-win. And in order for me to do these signs, I scratch built them using coffee stirring sticks, handy little things to grab when you stop for coffee. I always grab 3 or 4. Just I always grab 3 or 4 and store them for diorama purposes. So I have cut them in size. I have gave them multiple washes, oil washes, and I have hand painted Minsk and Moscow letters using nothing else than Vallejo acrylics. In this case, 951 white. Wasn't so difficult to do. I thought that it would be more difficult for me to paint letters that small with a paintbrush, but it wasn't so difficult. I want to thank Mike, because in the beginning letters were painted in black, written in black, with a Sharpie, but he stated that I better paint them with white, because it would look better and it would be also realistic. So thank you, Mike, for that. Once again, you're a lifesaver. Your knowledge is your knowledge and Rob's knowledge are always welcome, and you guys are lifesavers both. Thank you guys for that. Now, next thing is static grass. I applied some static grass over here just to break the uniform look of a whole muddy base. Over here at the ridge, at this point I have applied some dry posture from Zundapp. I am not, affiliated or anything with this company. This is stuff I have, or or stuff that friends send me. It is really a good, ground cover. It is pretty solid, and I like it. I like the look of it. Apart that, I have also dropped some. Let me show you if I can find it. Give me a moment, guys. Nope, not that one. I have used this one, which is really fine pebbles that my wife bought me from an arts and crafts stores. Huge props to my wife, because she always keeps an eye out for stuff like that. She is really supporting my hobby, and I want to thank her. So whenever she's out there buying stuff for her, she always keeps an eye out for arts and crafts stuff to buy for me. So I used this one as well. I just sprinkled a little bit on top of my base, and that is that. That's everything that I have done, guys. I have done off camera onto the base. Now I have also, let me grab him. I have also applied some mud on his boots, on our Easy Rider's boots, and some mud on his trench coat. And I have also gave him his, gas canister thingy over here, gas mask canister, sorry, over here. And I have also made an extra strap for it with the use of masking tape. I have painted masking tape and applied it to look like a leather strap. And I have also applied some mud on the bike's wheels to unify it with the diorama. Now I think that I am at a good point, I am at a good stage. I think that it is time for me to attach the figure and the bike onto the base. And there he is, guys. Our Easy Rider and his bike. A lonesome traveler. Okay, not a lonesome traveler. So there is a small storytelling aspect. I'm not gonna call it a diorama. It is definitely a vignette, even though it has a story. It is not a clear story. I am going to, to tell you that story. So, to tell you his story. So here goes nothing. As always, he is a mailman, if you can call him a mailman. This guy, Aristides, this is how I am going to name him, mainly because of a friend, of a Greek friend. So Aristides is going to relay orders from, fortified positions, German fortified positions in Russia. So he is in between that process. He travels from a fortified position to another just to relay orders or mail, orders. So he stopped over here to see those signs, so he can know where he is going. That's his stories. That's Aristides' story, and I am sticking with it. And that's how our wheeled vehicles under military use group build project is looking at its final stage, of course, and I will take some close-ups. So you guys, if you guys want to see them, stick along until the very end. Now, a few stuff about this build. This build, the Tamiya kit. And when I say the Tamiya kit, the bike that it is included in the old Flag 36-37 box. So, what I wanna say, let me think a little bit, give me some time. Okay, let's start. Let's say that the kit is really old, but it still stands solid. It is still a good kit to build, and I am talking about the bike only. Okay, it is a nice complementary kit if you are doing a bigger diorama and you need you need a Zundapp with a rider. This is a cheap solution. It is really good. Okay, the bike lacks some detail like the clutch and the handbrake handles, levels, the things that they are located over here at the steering wheel, but that's okay. And it lacks some details over here at the front fender, and some exhaust detail over here. It should have some a couple of exhaust pipes more. When I say pipes, I mean the exhaust pipes that go from the engine to the collector over here. But that's minor, if you ask me. If you search for a cheap solution and you have this kit in your disposal, why buy something more expensive? These are stuff that the keen observer will see. You can still produce a solid build with this bike. Of course, the figure, this is a fugly figure. That's how my friends call him, but and I will agree, he is a little bit fugly. He is old, the mold is old, but he is quite good, for what he is. He's an old figure. You can grab another figure to do your work, but he is there. You can use him, and I am happy because I used him, and he he helped me to learn how to paint, the cloth texture. He gave me a good lesson on painting cloth on his trench coat. I did some nice filters and stuff like that. So I don't know if you can see, but his trench coat is nicely highlighted, the colors are blended, and I am happy with that outcome. So that's the Zundapp bike kit included in the Flag 36-37 box. It is a solid kit, by my opinion. It is not a 10 out of 10 thing. It is more like a 7 out of 10. Okay, it is good for its money. It is a nice kit to put together, a fun, a quick build, and a build that will help you hone your skills, because let's face it, it is a tiny little thing. You hone your skills while building it. If you are better than me, some of you are better than me, you can add the missing details. Of course, I could add some, but I didn't do, as usual, I didn't do the right research. Now that is that. It was a really fun build, and I am glad that I have jumped into this annual group build. Even though I have jumped into with a quick one, I had fun, and I am really proud for this outcome. I am really proud with my first vignette. And with all that said and done, guys, we have made it to the end of this episode. On our next episode, we will of course resume with our Flag 88 project that we abandoned halfway in order to do this guy. I hope that you guys found this video helpful and interesting and stick along for the next one. Before I go, I wanna thank each and every one of you guys that watched this video. A special thank you to all my subscribers, old and new ones. You guys are the best, and you are the reason I keep doing these videos. Now, for the newcomers out there that encounter one of my videos for the first time, welcome guys. I hope that you like what I do. If so, you all know what to do. Leave a like, comment with your thoughts and opinions, share the video if you believe it deserves to be shared, or even consider subscribing for more builds to come your way. Until the next time, fellow modelers and friends, take care and model on. It was that Mofo Demon, signing out.